But it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on. What? In bed.
Jaguar Wright and Katt Williams need to be on high alert because recent developments have revealed some alarming information about Diddy's shady business associates. Reports indicate that these associates have put out a hit on them due to their outspoken criticism and willingness to expose Diddy's dealings. For years, Jaguar and Katt have been vocal about their concerns, often labeled as crazy or bitter for trying to shed light on the truth. Now that more people are paying attention, their lives are reportedly in danger. Jaguar has faced 2 attempts to silence her, including being thrown in jail. Recently, she revealed that armed men broke into Katt's house in the middle of the night, presumably to take him out. It's a mystery how Katt managed to escape, but according to Jaguar, the trauma from that incident was so severe that he felt the need to wear a Kevlar vest to sleep. Yes, a bulletproof vest, just to ensure his safety. So while he's constantly looking over his shoulder, he's also wearing that heavy vest at night to avoid being caught off guard.
Get the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Katt was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
When Jaguar made these revelations, many people began to suspect that executives at Comedy Central might be behind the threats against Katt. The suspicion stemmed from the fact that Katt was embroiled in a very public feud with the network. Reports suggested that Comedy Central had pressured him to engage in some highly questionable activities on camera, things he was not comfortable with. Allegedly, when Katt refused to comply, the network took drastic measures to silence him. Jaguar Wright brought this unsettling information to light, raising eyebrows and fueling conspiracy theories about the extent of the network's influence and involvement in Katt's safety.
Fairness, there are different kinds of Diddy parties. I've seen Diddy parties where children were there, you know?
I think that was the problem.
Well, okay, let me start over. Where, say, for instance, you use a person's home and their family in the home. Right. So it's fun, legitimate, 8 p.m.,
right?
Lots of food, right, and music.
Okay.
Then there are
Is that the one you went to?
Yes.
Oh.
That's one of the ones I went to. Now, I've also seen the ones that last longer than 8 or 9. And my secret has always been, first of all, I don't go anywhere without my woman. You know, I think don't go anywhere alone. I swear to you, if you have the rule of not going anywhere alone, you don't get in as much trouble. It's very rarely does somebody say, yeah, me and my boys were hanging out, I end up with a dick in my ass. You know, it's like, it's rare. Rarely happens.
Right.
If you got
sometimes by accident with baby oil.
If you got your road dogs with you, you take your woman with you, it's when you go someplace alone and stay too long, and that's when trouble happens. But
So the problem with being alone is you can end up with a dick in you.
I just was making sure Jack was listening.
Yes.
But the bottom line is,
that's a whole other group. That's Sonny in the Backpack.
The broke backpack.
Yeah.
I've been to dinner parties at Diddy's houses or different places. I've never been to the ones that I know you're hoping that I can talk about. And that's the ones where there are 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But first of all, that sounds like a good way to keep people from leaving. Because if you got a lot of baby oil, it ain't nobody going nowhere.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties? Yeah, I've been in attendance. Hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
You seen it?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular questions.
That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just asked. As soon as you asked, he said,
"Do you have fun?" I ain't seen that.
Yeah, you did.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah. I mean, it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties. I have been in attendance at a puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance.
Jaguar revealed that she and Katt have shared a close bond for several years. In fact, it was Katt who inspired her to start speaking out about the darker truths of Hollywood and the unsettling realities that occur behind closed doors. His courage to confront the industry and challenge the status quo motivated her to take a stand and shed light on the secrets that many in the entertainment world would rather keep hidden. Together, they have become vocal advocates for transparency, encouraging others to join them in uncovering the truth.
Into the club, and I was sitting at my table. It was my birthday party, and Special Ed brought him. And Katt was playing the amphitheater, and he wanted to meet me. And he came to my party. He gave me about 20 grand in cash and said, consider it a down payment on your time. He taught me so much in 9 months. Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him.
But it's not just Katt's life that's at risk. They've been trying to silence Jaguar as well, especially since she began discussing Jay-Z and Beyonce. While she initially focused on Diddy, the stakes have only risen as she continues to speak out. Jaguar started her mission to expose the industry a few years ago when she revealed a shocking story about a former lawyer who worked for Diddy. According to Jaguar, this lawyer recounted a time when they walked in on Christopher Williams in a compromising situation with Diddy in his office. Despite knowing that Christopher was straight, Diddy allegedly pressured him to comply in exchange for a record deal, all to demonstrate his power and control over others in the industry. This disturbing revelation showcases the lengths to which some are willing to go to maintain their influence and the dark realities hidden behind the glamour of Hollywood.
Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign, I don't know what happened, but Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, and when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out, and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You gonna say something? And she was like, oh no, she was like, I just don't understand why you left the door unlocked. If you were in there doing that, why would you leave the door unlocked? He said, I'll do whatever the I want to do in my building. And I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see? I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man, I can make people do anything.
But Jaguar's focus wasn't solely on Diddy. She also accused Jay-Z of being involved with Foxy Brown when she was just 15, claiming that he infected her with a disease. According to Jaguar, he pressured her into that relationship in exchange for a record contract and then reportedly left her for Beyonce, who was also only 18 when her relationship with him began.
Because she had the syphilis, because she never got all them venereal disease treated. Y'all should go back and talk to all of the she slept with in Philly when she was in Philly. She burned every last one of them.
Not only that, but she recently appeared on the Piers Morgan show and made some shocking allegations, specifically claiming that Jay-Z allegedly funded the investigation into Diddy and his involvement in Aaliyah's passing. She also stated that she knows 3 individuals who have allegedly been victimized by Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they are willing to testify in court about their experiences.
To carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at and dragged victims, at times by their occasion in March of 2016. That conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe.
She also mentioned that Diddy plans to reveal all of this in court once the trial begins, insisting that anyone who thinks otherwise just isn't paying attention.
Oh, and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they're on vacation.
if this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are.
While Jaguar was sharing all this information, many people began to worry for her safety, fearing she might soon face a lawsuit for her remarks. However, it seems the industry had different intentions for her. Instead of hitting her with legal action, rumors suggest that there are efforts to silence her permanently. It's unclear who specifically is targeting Jaguar, given the number of individuals she's spoken about over the years, but one thing is certain: her life is in jeopardy, and she's actively seeking protection. These concerns intensified after Jaguar was suddenly arrested due to an outstanding warrant related to a U-Haul truck she failed to return. Now, we all know at least a couple of people who've returned U-Haul trucks late without facing any consequences. This situation appears to be a warning from powerful figures to deter her from speaking out. Despite this, Jaguar remained undeterred and continued to voice her truth. In fact, the situation escalated to the point where Jaguar publicly addressed the issue, confirming that her arrest was orchestrated to silence her. Equals.
I've been arrested for something that I didn't do. And yet nobody took. But Diddy get arrested finally and get the ready to be thrown at his very, very, very dancing feet. Y'all watch me get arrested there just for bringing Gene Deal to...
To make matters even worse, Jaguar went live on Instagram just a day after her appearance on the Piers Morgan show. During the broadcast, she fiercely criticized Jay-Z and Beyoncé, alleging that they made a few phone calls to have her hit with felony charges in an effort to silence her. She claimed they were trying to intimidate her into keeping quiet. Additionally, she accused them of using witchcraft to manipulate and draw people into following them without question.
Their court fees and litigations because Jay-Z wants me broken, stopped, or under his control. And it ain't gonna happen, Sean. I'm never gonna be under your control. Never. You need to learn how to control your wife and her friends and their mouths. Because you got Beyonce in the Beehive looking real right now. 5 million unfollowed, and that number's gonna go up with every image in one of those freak-off tapes. And God help, if anybody here that talks about people with her, they'll start unfollowing by the tens of hundreds. Again. And they should. Because the truth is, the only reason they were following was because of the witchcraft and the spells that were being pushed out through the media. Y'all ain't fans because
because y'all really love them and y'all really think they're the best. You're fans because you fell for the hype. And they are hypes. I know I can sing. I've been able to do that my whole life. And they've been trying to stop me my whole career. Because see, unlike Beyonce, I'm not willing to hurt people to get famous. See, that's the part of the story that they're not telling y'all. That the more terrible you are, the more...
They believe that all these legal attacks on Jaguar could lead to something much more serious, potentially even her death. People have drawn parallels to the late TikTok star Kyle Marissa, who was also exposing Diddy and Jay-Z just days before her tragic passing. Before she was found dead, Kyle created a video detailing Diddy's lawsuits and was very candid in her critique. Her videos were racking up millions of views, and it seemed that the powers that be were not pleased. Shortly after releasing those videos, she mysteriously lost her life.
Freak off, but he did not listen. Some of the men who claim to have stories about his private life have given him the name General Hyde. So, Mr. Freakoff is Diddy, General Hyde TDJ, because I'm sure you can do the math on how that got there, that nickname. Sorry guys, I'm flustered right now. This is huge. Young Miami, the girlfriend of the wannabe rapper who was also named in a very recent lawsuit, has started selling off all of her possessions online. This is from March 4th. It sounds like the wannabe rapper cut her off financially. So Diddy cuts his girlfriend Young Miami off on March 4th. You are like almost exactly 20 days later. That's him. Like I said, he was offloading all of his assets into offshore bank accounts and with his mommy and with his kids. He didn't have any more cash in his bank accounts for Young Miami.
But beyond Diddy, Jaguar has also released videos exposing other celebrities, including J-Lo, the Kardashians, and even members of the royal family. She claimed that Jay-Z is next in line to face scrutiny and that his connections with Diddy run much deeper than anyone realizes.
There would be a fair chance he would be in jail by the time Labor Day rolled around, so cancel his festival. Why does Jay-Z allegedly think that there is a fair chance he will be in jail by the time Labor Day has rolled around? We will find out soon because we are doing the Jay-Z Platinum Deep Dive next on the Patreon, and now, woo! But anyway, that's the latest. But also, and I cannot stress this enough, Beyonce is not her husband, and she was also allegedly heavily...
It looks like this situation runs deeper than we ever imagined. Jaguar and Katt clearly need protection, and people are hoping they receive it before it's too late. As usual, people have their own opinions on the matter. One person noted, both Katt and Jaguar speak so confidently about this year in particular being the year that everything comes out. It's not just wishful thinking, they know something is going to happen. They know things we don't. Another commented, they want people to think she's crazy. That's what they do to those who speak the truth about them. Look at how they've treated her, Katt, Orlando Brown, Kanye. I hope people are finally seeing that these individuals have been telling the truth for a long time. May they be protected. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the idea that Jaguar and Katt Williams' lives might really be in danger? Should they consider going into hiding until all this settles down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.